thousands of years, it stood as the center of empires, the heart of civilization, and one of the greatest powers the world has ever known. Even today, when you walk through its narrow streets, surrounded by ancient stones and the whispers of history, you can almost feel a doorway to the past slowly opening. There are few cities on Earth where the presence of history is so vivid, so alive, that every step feels like a journey across centuries. In this video, we explore the fascinating story of Rome and some of the most iconic structures that still shape its identity. According to legend, Rome was founded in 753 BC by the twin brothers Romulus and Remus. Although this is a myth, it reflects how deeply the Romans valued the idea of destiny and divine origins. What started as a small settlement on the banks of the Tiber River eventually expanded into a mighty republic, and later an empire that dominated vast territories across Europe, Asia, and Africa. During the Republic era, Rome became known for its laws, its politics, and its incredibly organized military structure. These foundations paved the way for the rise of the Roman Empire, a period marked by cultural flourishing, great engineering achievements, and political unity. Every monument we see today, from temples to forums, from amphitheaters to fountains, carries traces of this powerful legacy. As Rome joy, it attracted artists, architects, and craftsmen from all corners of the ancient world. Many of the spectacular structures we admire today were created thanks to this exchange of talent and culture. Walking through the city feels like wandering through a massive open-air museum. The past is always within reach. One of the most iconic structures of ancient Rome is, of course, the Colosseum. Completed in 80 AD, this enormous amphitheater once held nearly 50,000 spectators who gathered to watch gladiator battle. Exotic animal hunt. And even staged naval battles where the arena was flooded with the atmosphere inside must have been intense. Historical sources mention that the smell of blood often filled the air. And attendants would spray perfumes around the seating areas, so spectators wouldn't become overwhelmed by These events were not just entertainment. They were demonstrations of power, celebrations of Roman identity, and sometimes even political tools used to gain favor from the publ. Today, when we stand before the Colosseum, we see more than just ruin. We see the remains of a structure that once hosted some of the most dramatic spectacles in history, moments that shaped the collective memory of an entire civilization. Its engineering, its and its enduring presence make it one of the greatest architectural achievements ever be. Another masterpiece of ancient Rome is the Pantheon, often described as the most perfect temple ever constructed. Built in 27 BC and later rebuilt by Emperor Hadrian, it has survived almost completely intact through 2 millennia. Its greatest feature is its enormous dome, which remained the largest in the world for more than 1,300 years. At its center is the Ulus, a circular opening that allows sunlight to pour in. Depending on the time of day, this beam of light travels across the interior like a spotlight, creating a breathtaking display. What makes the Pantheon even more impressive is the precision of its proportions. Architects and engineers still study today to understand how such harmony and balance were achieved with the technology of that era. When you step inside, the lens, the symmetry, and the play of light create a feeling that is almost sphere. Not far from the Pantheon lies the Roman Forum, once the vibrant heart of ancient Rome. This was where political decisions were made, where laws were written, where speeches were delivered, aired, and where public celebrations took place. Senators debated here, generals were honored, and citizens gathered to witness the events that shaped their world. Walking through the ruins today requires a little imagination, but when you connect the scattered columns and surviving arches with what once stood there, you begin to understand why the Forum was considered the center of the Roman Iverse. It was the brain of the empire, the place where power was organized and expert. Essed, even in ruins, it holds a sense of grandeur and impo. Dance. A visit to Rome would not be complete without stepping into Vatican City, the smallest independent state in the world, and the spiritual center of the CA. Catholic Church. St. Peter's Basilica, with its massive dome, designed by Michel Angelo, is one of the most magnificent churches ever. Built, its scale, its AR, twerk, and its spiritual atmosphere make it a place that leaves visitors spee. Cless. The Vatican Museums also contain some of the greatest art collections in human history. From ancient sculptures to Renaissance masterpieces, every room is filled with treasures that reflect centuries of creativity, faith, and expression. Of course, Rome is not only about grand monuments and ancient stones. It is also about traditions, emotions, and moments that stay with you long after you leave. One of the best examples of this is the Trevi Fountain. Built in the 18th century, it is a symbol of romance and a place where visitors from around the world come to make a wish. The tradition is simple. Throw a coin to the fountain over your left shoulder. Legend says that if you do, you will someday return to Rome. The numbers behind this tradition are remarkable. It is estimated that tourists throw around 3,000 euros into the fountain every single day. Over an entire year, this adds up to roughly 1 to 1.5 million euros. Much of this money is collected and donated to charities, such as Caritas, helping thousands of people in need. The idea that small personal wishes can turn into something that brings real benefit to others is truly beautiful. But beyond the history, the monuments, and the legends, what truly makes Rome unforgettable is its atmosphere. The city has a warmth that is hard to describe unless you experience it yourself. The aroma of Italian food drifting from family-run restaurants, the sound of lively conversations echoing from piazzas, the charm of narrow alleys filled with hidden cafes, and the simple joy of tasting gelato on a sunny afternoon. These details combine to give the city a unique soul. As someone who has visited Rome 3 times, I can say with confidence that it is a place everyone should experience at least once. Whether you are fascinated by history, architecture, art, or simply the feeling of being in a city where every corner tells a story, Rome has something unforgettable to offer. It is a destination that stays with you, not just in memory, but in spirit. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until our next historical journey, take care and keep exploring.